So this is not your house. I don't exactly know what this is about. I saw this game on itch.io. I bought it on Steam. It looks scary. I think it's a visual novel. I'm not sure. I am not entirely sure because I didn't want to spoil myself. So let's just see what it is. It seems scary enough. I like the art style. So let's see. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on a walk from his car to his house. Oh, okay, so it is a visual novel. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on the walk from his car to his home. So he readied his house key before stepping out of the vehicle. Keeping it ready as he walked the trunk of his car, he hangs his groceries from his wrists, keeping his fingers free to open the front door without fumbling. I really like the art style. As Roger makes his way to the porch, his eyes start darting. What does darting mean? Between the house's corners. Okay, I understood. He'd read about a young woman being ambushed in her driveway the week before. He tries to put it out of his mind by counting how many steps it takes him to reach the front of his door. But he can't stop listening for the sound of someone rushing toward him. There is a gentle breeze, the white noise of distant traffic. Roger assures himself he is right to remain vigilant. How would he sound? It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you, says Roger. Steady with the key now, smooth and fast. Smooth is fast, actually, he said. Roger's key slid in the first try. It won't turn. Roger removes his key and inspects it. It's engraved with the large H. Definitely the correct key. It means house. Roger tries the key again. Locked, jammed, broken maybe? Roger takes a step away from the door and scans the area for suspicious persons. He sees no one. He releases his grasp of the key and leaves it in the lock. That's a stupid idea. He drops his grocery bags on the porch. He tries furiously to turn, pull, and push on the key and door handle every which way, without success. Roger hears something inside. Oh, that's scary. A shadow passes by the window. It looks like someone's silhouette. Roger pounds on the door. Open up this instant. The police are en route, he says. The door unlocks from the inside. It's a creepy woman, homeowner. Can I help you? You can start by getting out of my house. This house does not belong to you. Oh, that's where do you see?
He said it! He said it!
That's where it comes from, the title. I'm an idiot. Check the deed. I keep forgetting his voice. Check the deed, lady. The deed is only a piece of paper. Oh, she's one of those... How are they called? The people that enter the house and just stay there. I forgot the name of those people, I don't know. It's actually a big deal in Europe at the moment. I guess in America as well. One that proves this house is my property. Personal property is a social construct. Oh yeah, this is one of those people. Those who inhabit this space own it. Let her have the house. No, I would not let her have the house. Take your house back. I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be heating it in my dining room before it's room temp. What the hell does that mean? The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Is that Roger? He looks creepy as fuck. Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. He presses his face into the gap his foot provides. I don't think you heard me. Roger shoulders the door wide open. The homeowner is knocked back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. Get the chicken, stand your ground. I will stand my ground, of course. Be sure not to leave too often, Roger. I have a habit of roosting in untended spaces? Roger hears a car start up right outside. He looks out the window to see what's going on. He lost the car, of course. The homeowner waves from the driver's seat at his car and of his car and disappears down the road. He was an idiot. Why would he leave it there? Roger whirls around. His own owner is no longer in his kitchen. He proceeds to clear the house, room by room, until he's sure she's gone. I mean, she left by the car. What do you mean? Roger spent the next few days gathering up every trace of the homeowner's presence and passed it on to the authorities. Doilies? Table runners, oiled drape runners, candles. It seemed like she'd lived there for years, leaving things in odd places only someone familiar with the space would. It took Roger an additional half day just to rearrange the furniture. Thankfully, she had moved in her own. Then there was nothing left for Roger to do, except his grocery shopping. And he had to leave the house without his car. Why didn't he take the car or call the police? What the fuck? She literally stole it. He decided to have his groceries delivered by a boy from the neighborhood for a while. Why? He just accepted that his car was stolen. He didn't want to leave the house alone. He started to feel silly about it after a few weeks passed. So he placed a call on the station, following up on his vehicle's disappearance. Okay, fair enough. The police explained they weren't able to locate his missing car and had no leads. Roger bought a junker to handle his errands around town. He didn't notice the walk from his car to his house anymore. The only thing that worried him is whether or not he could turn his keys when he got home. A shadow passes by the window. End credits. Wait, what? That's the game? That's the game. I don't understand what happened. What? Okay, so I don't understand what happened. So he just lost everything and he just stayed in his house forever. What happens if I pick something else? So let's continue on to the choices. That wasn't scary at all, to be honest. Well, it is a scary thing in the real world. Like, it is actually... I've mentioned this today already. It's happening a lot in Portugal and Spain, in the UK and America, I suppose, where people just enter their like homeowners' apartments and then just stay there. They just stay, and authorities are actually unable to do something about it. So it is kind of a shitty situation, to be honest. So let's just let her have the house. Let's see what happens. Keep the house. I'll take my car and head down to the station. Which car is that? The one I pulled up in. I didn't notice. The only one sitting in the driveway. But sir, that's my car. What's in the hell? Roger turns just in time to see the car he calls his own reversing into the street. He sees the homeowner wave to him from the driver's seat and disappear down the road. Here, let me help you with that. Wait, what? Roger tries to run after his car, but the homeowner grabs hold of his shirt. I'm confused. So she slips it off with one deft sweep. I'm confused. Trying to grab hold of his button down, he feels goosebumps forming in his arms, and his nipples harden. What the fuck? Give me my shirt back. No need for these either. The homeowner grabs the hem of Roger's pants. What the fuck is happening? And he yanks backward, knocking Roger flat on his back. The homeowner quickly slides off his pants and the remaining articles on his person. Roger lies dazed with his head pounding from the collision with his porch. He can hear the sounds of his rustling fabric and crackling plastic bags. Roger wraps his arms around his head and groans. Please, not my chicken. Homeowner can't. But what happened to the car? Who took the car? I thought the homeowner did. So just... I'm so confused. What happened to the car? The homeowner gathers Roger's things, glides into the house, and slams the door shut. Oh no! Poor Roger pulls himself to his feet. He cups his genitals in his hands and tries to keep warm. Oh, he shakes from the cold. Break down the door, waiter out, seek shelter, find help. So what should I do? Should I wait her out? Yeah, let's wait her out. Roger was not one to bully others or be bullied himself. He stood resolutely on his porch, like any respectable citizen would, naked. He spent the first few hours hollering and pounding on his own front door. As it's pathetic, man. This is actually pathetic. As it grew late and cold, Roger began to lose feeling in his extremities. His pounding became limp and inconsistent, and his holders turned to hoarse whispers. He became warm and a bit drowsy. What does that mean? Roger reasoned it was best to get some rest and resume his valiant opposition in the morning. Morning did not come for Roger. He died. He sat on the porch, curled up and nestled his head against the front door. It was the comfiest and the sleepiest Roger has ever been. Homeowner discovered Roger at dawn and called the police. Cause of death was determined to be hypothermia. He was tagged as John Doe and placed in the morgue to await cremation. Roger's final moments were warm and he was not afraid. What's a pathetic end? Is there any positive end to this? Okay, I will just try one more. So, let her have the house. Then maybe find help. Let's see what happens. Driven by belief he cannot resolve the house theft on his own, Roger runs off to find help, naked especially. Running down the road, he spots a police cruiser on patrol. Roger begins wildly flailing his arms and calling out for the vehicle to stop. The cruiser comes to a halt, and an officer steps out from the passenger side. Roger sprints toward him, shouting, attempting to explain his situation. The officer enters a defensive stance and draws his weapon on Roger. Wow, that's extreme. Roger freezes in place, thrusting his hands into the air. Don't move! Hands! Let me see those hands. They're up, I'm cooperating. Suspect is uncooperative. What the fuck? I'm cooperating. What am I suspect of? Turn around. I said turn around right now. Roger complies. Walk backward to me. Roger walks backward towards the officer. Not so fast. Roger stops in a lethal game of red light, green light. Did I say stop? Roger does not speak, and he does not move. He does not want to alarm the officer. Come on, hurry up. Roger very slowly walks backwards towards the officer. I said slowly, not slow motion. Pick up the pace. Roger does not hasten his pace, and he is terrified of doing something that could be seen as threatening. That's it! The sound of the officer's thudding footsteps draws near Roger. Roger hears cuffs being readied behind him. He feels the cold metal press against his wrists. The officer thrusts Roger against the hood of his car. Roger can feel the cuffs tightening further, cutting off circulation. Please, officer, I'm cooperating. The officer yanks Roger off the hood and steps in with the chains on his cuffs. The metal digs into Roger's wrists as he fails to anticipate the officer's movements. The officer pushes Roger into the back seat and slams the door. The officer quickly climbs into the front seat and jumps on the radio with dispatch. Roger's naked body wriggles against the leather in the back seat as he attempts to sit up. The officer brings his fist down on the car's dash. Keep it down back there. A few tears stream down Roger's face in the dark. The tears make him feel ashamed, but he cannot suppress how angry and helpless he feels. Please, someone has broken into my house. Look, we're passing by it right now. Just pull over. The old someone stole my house routine. Save it for the judge, junkie. I'm not a junkie. I'm a senior citizen, and I need help. You don't see many elderly junkies, huh? What are you talking about? The officer sits down in total silence as they cruise toward the station. Roger sits back and tries not to exacerbate the situation further. So you're telling us that you went out shopping and returned home to find your locks were changed? That's right. Then I started pounding on the door and some strange woman answered. Strange? How? What do you mean? She stole my house. Right. And what is it that made her strange to you? How calm she was about it all. Acting like it was a perfect stranger. Acting like I was a perfect stranger. And she belonged there. The officers glanced at one another. So you found your locks changed, and a strangely calm and comfortable woman at the door. Yes, but she was in my car as well. So she left your house? No. She was in the house and I turned around and saw her driving away in my car. What the fuck? Okay, now it makes sense, because it was absolutely making no sense. A pair of twins, maybe. They were her. In the car and the house, all at once. So what happened to your clothes? She took them. Right there on the porch. When I turned to see the car taking off, she slipped my shirt off. Without you even asking? Yeah, exactly. The officers snicker as they share a look. It's not funny. I was assaulted. Sir, if a woman came up to me with a smile and asked for my clothes, I wouldn't report her. She knocked me down and ripped off my pants. All right, sir. How much have you had to drink this evening? Not a drop. So you're telling me you tried to get into someone else's house in a confused state? Thought you saw two of the same person and wandered the streets naked. But you haven't had anything to drink. That's a fair point. That's not what I said. That isn't how it happened. You've already given your statement. All I need to know is how much you were drinking. Confess to drunkenness, insist you were sober. I mean, if I confess to drunkenness, isn't that the truth? It means I am drunk. Roger hangs his head in his hands. You're right, officer, I've had a few too many tonight. I don't know what I'm doing. It's alright, old-timer, just be glad it's not dementia. I'm very grateful. Well, you can spend the night in the drunk tank, and we'll release you in the morning. Thank you, officers. Roger spent the last few hours of the evening resting on his cell. It was rigid and uncomfortable, but Roger had learned to deal with discomfort in the service. True to his word, the officer released Roger first thing in the morning. Roger received a pair of sweatpants from the lost and found that replaced his jumpsuit. He had no phone or wallet, and no idea what direction his house was in. He'd never been downtown, and didn't know how to find his way out. He focused on finding shelter and food. He spent each day meeting his fundamental needs. Most passerby refused to look at him. The rest were too frightened by his appearance to speak with him. Everyone kept a safe distance from him. He faded into the crowds and entirely out of memory. So, what's happened? So what's the story? What's the story here exactly? I don't understand. Please let me know in the comments. What did I miss? I don't understand. So yeah, that was pretty much it, really. I don't want to go through 50 different endings, but let me know in the comments what I missed. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. So weird.